Oh yeah, pipe smokers, yeah. This is the Paul Gilson YouTube channel, and I am Paul Gilson, aka Paul the Pipe Guy. Yeah, well, happy Friday. Thank God. It's the 15th of August, and it's 88 degrees outside and 79 degrees in my house, which isn't terribly too bad. So yeah, so grab something to smoke, grab something to drink. Let's set something on fire together. Yeah. So we have a beautiful vintage Camois pipe. It's the Everyman, and I think you would consider that a tankard shape. And in that, from East India Trading Company, it's called Cellar Reserve. And they have 3 or 4 blends, East India Trading Company, that I just love. They have Officers Club, Cellar Reserve, there's one other one. And they're available. And so basically what's in the Cellar Reserve blend, it has Burley, Virginias, it has Black Cavendish and a touch of Perique, and it's splashed with spiced rum, which I love that mix. So cheers, yes. We have a different kind of beer here. I can't read the label, but it has a little more horsepower. Instead of 4.2%, it's 5.6%. Let's set it on fire. This is good, and this pipe smokes great. This pipe, by the way, is not for sale. Not one factory fill in her. She's gorgeous. She smokes great. Just a beautiful pipe. So I just learned that one of my father's best friends, and my father, he's passed on a few years now. One of his best friends passed away yesterday, and want to pay tribute to him and his service. I also knew him. He was a very good man. He served a full career in the United States Army. Was a Vietnam veteran and a Gulf War veteran. Then he served a full career in law enforcement and was our local Spencerport Ogden police officer, police chief. Just a great man, a great family. Passed away at 80 years old yesterday from pneumonia. He had other health issues like diabetes and other things. But he had a different kind of sense of humor. I was talking with a friend of mine who worked for the Ogden police under him. And he was saying that early this year, he was going to have a birthday party, whether he was dead or alive. Either way, he was going to have a party for his 80th birthday, whether he was dead or alive. That's the kind of humor that he had. But you get that when you see a lot of things that are bad in a military career and in law enforcement. They see horrible things every day. So you get to have a little bit of a different, twisted type of sense of humor. Maybe just he was a realist and was like, I don't know if I'm going to make it to my birthday, but we're going to celebrate my birthday anyways. Everyone's going to come. whether I'm here or not. So a salute to you, Mr. Russell Rule. Very good man. And I'm sure I know where he is. He's in heaven. We're all going to die. I was talking with my retired police officer friend. He's actually, probably 2-3 years younger than I am, but, he did his time with the Ogden Police Department and got to retire at a young age in his 40s. Full pension, benefits, everything. He's a local town judge in one of the towns here in the Rochester area. Real good guy. About a year and a half ago, he found out he had prostate cancer. But the doctor said if you could have wished prostate cancer on yourself, this would be the best one that you could get because it's most treatable, the most slow moving, and so he's been able to treat it and hasn't had to have his prostate taken out. If you have to have your prostate taken out, your sex life is all done. It's over with. That controls everything. But if it's a choice between life or death, you want to live or you want to die a pretty bad, painful death. The operation's horrible. We slice you right down here and go in. But now let's talk about something great. What's great? It's Friday. And in about an hour and a half, I'm going to start my Friday night campfire. I still have a pretty good amount of wood left. I get it for $70 a face cord. A face cord basically is 2 foot wide, 8 foot long, 4 foot high, stacked. But the guy delivers it to me, we unload the truck together, so I throw him an extra $10, and it lasts me a month. It was warm today in the shop. Oh man, it's going to be so nice having tonight off. Saturday, Sunday off. So tomorrow they're putting my internet in. And they're going to come over, get my internet all set up and everything. So I'll be able to do karaoke again. I'll be able to upload my videos a lot faster, be able to access Roku, stream stuff. So, and this house was built in 1910 and by a couple. And then their daughter later took over the house and lived here till she was ancient. And I don't know if she's still alive or not, but she sold it to a couple that totally went through, restored the house, rehabbed it. It's beautiful in my house. All redone. But I don't think there's ever been internet or cable TV in this house. Because I looked all through the house when it was empty before I moved in. Absolutely no outlets for anything, no cable outlets. So they're going to come tomorrow, they're going to install all that stuff. And then that's when I'm going to say, hey, can you do me a favor? leave an extra 20 foot of cable up in the attic, and then run the line down and have it come out where the internet plugs in, so that I can eventually buy an antenna and hook it up to that and to my TV. I'll see if they do it, you know. We'll see about that. Well, I'm going to take a break for a nanosecond. This pipe really isn't heating up too bad. It's gotten broken in fairly well, but I smoked my pipes hard. So we'll be back in a nanosecond while that baby cools down just a little bit. Yeah, so if you like blends that have like a spicy rum type of flavor, maybe just a little backdrop of vanilla, although there's no vanilla in here, check out East India Trading Company's Cellar Reserve, or check out any of the East India Trading Company's stuff. I think their stuff is made in Denmark. It's really good. I've been buying it for years. I think I've been smoking a pipe now, I think 6.5 years, something like that. Yeah. It's been a good experience. I met a lot of good people. You know? This is definitely an all-day smoke. You won't get tongue bite. Remember the first blend that I bought? I bought a Dr. Grabau pipe for $39. Real nice pipe. A billiard, kind of half bent. Bought a little 2-ounce pouch or whatever it is of Captain Black Cherry Aromatic tobacco. When I smoked that, that was the only thing I smoked for, I think, the first 6 months. And then I bought it in bulk. I've got 2 or 3 pounds of it. That's old. It's in mason jars, like 5.5 years old. And I was wondering, why is my tongue getting so sore? I was only having, a bowl or 2 a night, but man, the acidity in that is just unbelievable. I haven't smoked that stuff in a long, long time. Should probably go back, now that it's over 5 years old, and see if it's mellowed a bit. Oh yeah. This is good. East India Trading Company. Cellar Reserve. Or Officers something. It's real good. So I'm going to have to get ready tonight. I've got boxes in the area, my roll top desk in the area where I want the TV and the internet to be. So I'm going to have to take about a half hour tonight, 45 minutes, move that stuff around, get it out of the way so that when the technician shows up tomorrow around 11, 12 o'clock, he's got a place where he can work free of debris. I'll show you. See that roll top desk right there with the pictures of the ladies on top of it? I got to move that, my recliner, those boxes, all of that stuff out of the way so the white portion of the wall in between where that clock is and the door is he can get in there and do his work. Yeah. I don't want him to be showing up and like, hey man, can you help me move this stuff? It's kind of like, really, dude? You know, we do have other appointments, you know? Oh yeah, so we've graduated to a cigarette. Mm-hmm. I think tonight next to the campfire, I might fire up a nice Macanudo cigar. I've got some 5-inch long, 60 gauge Macanudo Maduro wrapper Robustos. One of those would be great with a nice cold beer, sitting by myself by the campfire. I think that's what I'm going to do. Now cigars, I inhale cigars. You guys are probably like, really? Pipe tobacco I don't inhale at all. It's just too strong. But a nice smooth cigar, I got no problem inhaling those. At one point, about 25 years ago, I was smoking one 5-inch Robusto 50 gauge cigar a day, inhaling it and smoking 2 packs of cigarettes. It was way too much. I started wheezing, coughing, you know. As it is, I smoke too many cigarettes, you know. I cough my brains out in the morning, hack up a lung, you know. Then usually I'm okay for the day. Usually when I go to the doctor, I'm not wheezing, you know. She says, oh, you sound good. Sometimes I wheeze, you know. I don't know. But I've had chest x-rays and all that. And apparently I don't have any starting a COPD or emphysema or any of that stuff, thank the Lord. But that's one of those things that all of a sudden can come on to you. So I'm really going to have to think about seriously either ditching the cigarettes or really, really cutting back. Because that's something I don't want to have, is trouble breathing or any of that. You know, and if you smoke too much, it can give you ED. If you don't know what ED is, look it up. It's not something that a man wants, because when a man wants to please a woman, he wants to be able to perform. And if you smoke too much, especially when you start getting up into age, that can happen where you develop ED. It's called erectile dysfunction, and you can't get it up. So then they give you Viagra, you know, and so forth. That's which is no good for you. I definitely don't want that to happen. That would not be good. That's all we're going to discuss about that. You know, you young guys in your 30s and 40s that are cigarette smokers and stuff, you really ought to think about going on the patch or something like that and just quitting if you can. I mean, I'm 60 years old. I've been smoking since I was 17. That's 43 years. This is a hard nut to crack to quit. I mean, you look at Keith Richards from the Rolling Stones. He smoked for 55 years, and at like 77 years old, he gave it up cold turkey. And it was like, man, all of a sudden, I had like 10 times more lung capacity. Well, we may or may not do a fireside chat tonight. I don't know. Anyways, I'm Paul the Pipe Guy. I love all you guys and girls. I appreciate every friend that I have here. You know who you are. I'm not going to mention any names because there's too many of you and I'll forget somebody and then, we don't want to, but you know who you are. You guys that text me, you guys that comment on my videos, and girls. So anyways, God bless you all. Happy Friday. I'm going to have a good night, campfire. Yeah. Nice cigar. Nice cold beer. Yeah. It's going to be great. I love my new house. God has blessed me beyond where I ever thought I would be at a year ago. And it's not about the materialistic things. It's about things that I needed to live, like a decent car. Not a brand new car, just a decent car. I got a 2015 Subaru with 137,000 on it now. And that thing runs great. It's just a great car, great gas mileage. I got a 1,000 square foot house, 2 bedrooms, wood burning fireplace. I got to get that inspected. And it's all redone inside. That's a huge blessing. I don't have to put up with a landlord anymore that is overbearing and sometimes really mean and nasty with strange rules. Can do whatever I want here. I've got freedom, I've got happiness. I thank God for that. If it wasn't for God, I wouldn't have any of this stuff. And like I said, it's not about the material things. You need a roof over your head, okay? Now I own the roof that's over my head. It's dedicated to the Lord. You need a decent car to get back and forth to work, not one where the gas tank's falling out. Or the seat, the door is the only thing that is holding the seat up so it doesn't fall through onto the road. That's the way my Honda was. So I'm very, 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 very blessed. And God bless you all. Hope you all get those blessings, Try to increase your walk with the Lord. Even if it's only like looking up on the internet, what's the scripture of the day? Just go on Google. What's the scripture of the day? Take 30 seconds and read that. Keep a little prayer in your heart. Thank the Lord. Tell the Lord your problems. Ask Him to help you. And then you work as hard as you can on Him. And where you fall short, He's going to fill in. Okay? If you do nothing about any of your problems, He's not going to help you. Anyways, I'm Paul the Pipe Guy, live from Rochester, New York, on Winchester Street. Yeah. Over, but not out. Peace.